Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to take a look at two brand new Warscrolls for Warhammer Age of Sigmar that are from the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry Nightmare Quest box set. That is the actual Age of Sigmar Warscrolls for Royal Beastflayers and the Questor Soulsworn for the Flesh Eater Courts and Stormcast Eternals respectively. Now I know these have already been out for a little bit, and I apologise, we would have got to them sooner, but as many will know, we've been rather sick, but I still wanted to talk about them, because I really do like these two particular Warscrolls. So we're going to start off with the Questor Soulsworn. Stormcast Eternals, as many will know that watch the channel, this is probably one of my primary armies, probably alongside my Cities of Sigmar. I would say this is probably one of my main two armies I've got. But the Questor Soulsworn are really interesting. So you get 6 models here, and they are 250 points. They are 3 wounds each with a 3-up save, so they've got the ability to get down to that 2-up, which is pretty cool. And then they've got the champion model, which is a Questor Prime. This model will add 1 to its attacks of its Soulsworn weapons. The entire unit has the same weapon loadout. So Soulsworn weapons at 2-inch range, 3s, 3s, 3s. So 3 attacks at 3s and 3s, sorry. Rend 1, damage 2. A little bit out of practice. Not done anything for 2 weeks. Apologies for that. But the Soulsworn Knight Relictor is also in there, and as long as this model is part of the unit, you're also going to get the ability to use the Relictor Soul Guide ability, which is once per battle in your hero phase. You can say this unit will be guided to glory, and when you do so, you remove it from the battlefield and set up anywhere again. So it's a sort of an automatic translocation, but it is once per game. But, you know, pretty cool to be able to teleport them. And what's really cool about this, is that you've also got Ordained Quest, where for the purpose of contesting objectives wholly outside your territory, each model in this unit counts as 3. This could be a really fun unit. I do think at 250 it is slightly too expensive. Not an awful lot, in all honesty. Maybe, you know, 30-ish points too expensive. I think if this was like 220, this would be an excellent unit. But even at 250, I think if you're comparing it to maybe some other units and you've already got the damage dealers in your force, having something like this could be really useful, you know. It can come down turn 3. It is a Thunderstrike unit, so you could totally combine it with something like the Lord Imperator to drop it 7-inch away from an enemy unit, clear off an objective, move on, and then potentially even teleport into your opponent's backfield if you can deal with an opponent's backfield objective as well. As you know, 6 models here, 3-up save, they will count as 18 models on objective, and they've got a pretty decent stat line. You know, they're going to make mincemeat of most sort of minimal battle line units. So I do think this unit's pretty cool. Slightly too expensive, but I think there's room in a Stormcast Eternals army for a unit that can teleport onto objectives and gives you objective capturing power. And so then we have the Royal Beastflayers. This is a brand new Flesh Eater Courts unit. I think the only downside for me is this can't be Battleline. I wish this unit could have been Battleline so I could play an entire Flesh Eater Courts army of nothing but new models. Would have been really, really cool. But, you know, we have 1 wound each, though that is a little bit of a lie, as the Royal Beastflayer, which is the unit's champion, will have 3, and each of the Offal Hounds will also have 2. So you've got a variety of different weaponry here. So the Royal Flamemaster is 1 in 10 models, and this model has its hunting polearm instead, so it'll be 2 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 1, damage 3, which is pretty nice. And then the Offal Hounds, which get 2 of in each 10 models, will have 3 attacks, 4s and 3s, rend 1, damage 2. And the rest of the ghouls, they've all got a bit of nothing, you know, 2 attacks each, 4s and 4s, no rend, damage 1. But that is remembering, you know, there's a decent amount of models in the unit. There will be another 7, so there's another 14 attacks coming out of them. Now, the cool things here, first of all, Offal Hounds. While this unit includes any Offal Hounds, you add 2 to its movement characteristic, while it's within 18 inch of any monsters that have any wounds allocated to them. So we're sort of getting down to that monster killer. I'm trying to remember, what was it, a warband that got these rules? Yeah, it was the Azkogan True Blades. I had these sort of anti-monster rules. That would have been really cool in, you know, the first season of Age of Sigmar 3.0. But also, enemy monsters within 3 inch of this unit cannot carry out monstrous rampages. This is particularly nice, especially when you've got, you know, hordes of ghouls on the table, and in addition, you reduce the damage characteristic of weapons used by enemy monsters by 1, while within 3 inch of any friendly units with this ability to a minimum of 1. So this can be really cool. I really like this. I think they've definitely got some play as a nice supporting unit. And even with, you know, the polearm and fearsome fangs in there, if you can get like some bonus attacks in there to, you know, unit of 20, doubling up your polearms and then getting something like the D3 extra attacks on your unit, could be really, really nice. You know, all of a sudden these guys are going to pack out 10 attacks at 3s, rend 1, damage 3. Could be pretty cool. And a really nice unit, along with another, 6 attacks coming out of each of the doggos. So that would be 6, 12, 24, 4s, 3s, round 1 damage, 2 attacks. They definitely, with some buffs, could be a really nice fighty unit, but also a great support for some of your units that don't want to be getting monstrous rampage, supporting something like your Terrorgeist, so it can't be roared, or can't be Titanic jeweled even, could be really, really useful. But what do you think of these 2 brand new Warscrolls for Warhammer Age of Sigmar? These are really fun units to put together. I've just done the videos for Warcry on them, so if you want to go check those out, we've also got a battle report for Warcry featuring the brand new units here from Nightmare Quest, so let us know your thoughts about them down in the comments below.